Welcome back, Devils fans and hockey fans at large. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, and our Stanley Cup Finals matchup is set. The Cup Finals will feature the Edmonton Oilers versus the Florida Panthers. And I don't want to pat myself on the back too much here, but if we take a look at my bracket made before the playoffs, your boy has the Edmonton Oilers winning the Cup over the Panthers in the final. Now, I'm not going to lie. Right now, I'm a little nervous based on, all the series leading up to the finals. I think Florida is going to be a very difficult team to beat. With that being said, I think the Oilers definitely have a shot, and I expect a phenomenal series. But here it is. We take a look at my bracket. I didn't go 100%. I had some hiccups along the way. But indeed, my final matchup has come to fruition. The Oilers and Panthers will be battling out for Lord Stanley's Cup, and I expect a great series. I think it's going to be great hockey. Congratulations to the Oilers and the Panthers for making it through your conference to the finals, and I'm very excited for it. We're going to see Connor McDavid's first ever trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. I will be rooting for former New Jersey Devil legend Adam Henrique. He was my kind of sentimental pick heading into the playoffs, which is why I was rooting for Edmonton. It's not why I picked them. I just thought they were going to be too much, and I picked them to win the Cup, obviously. But I would like to see Adam Henrique get that Cup, and he's going to have a chance. They have their work cut out for them. I think Florida's a great team. They're going back to the finals. They were there last year, and they couldn't get it done, and now they're going to be looking to finally win. It's going to be a great series. I expect a lot of fireworks. But play La Bamba, baby. The Oilers are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. And my gosh, let's just get into the game real quick. Game 6, Edmonton looking to close the show at home. And I'm not going to lie, that was one of the cooler moments I can recall during a national anthem singing. They had the dude up it was actually in the second deck, singing the anthems from the crowd. And then when he got to the Canadian national anthem, he basically let the crowd sing like the whole second half of the anthem. It was really cool. A really cool moment. And for whatever reason, after I watched that and saw how the crowd was into singing the rest of the anthem, I just thought this is the Oilers' night. There's no way they're going to blow this on home ice. And they got it done. Despite being outshot 35-10, they didn't look like a dominant team by any stretch of the imagination tonight, but they did what they had to do to win. McDavid got that early power play goal and that sick move. And I'll be honest, guys, I personally think Connor McDavid is the greatest player that I've ever seen with my own two eyes by far. The things that this man could do, his just hockey IQ off the charts. He sees things in another dimension. It's like the Matrix type shit. This guy, he just knows where the puck's going to be, where he should be, where other guys are going to go. He freezes guys with his movement. His acceleration is second to none. The way he just weaves through defenders, protects the puck. It's honestly something special. I've told you guys in the past, I try to make it a point to see the Oilers every time they come to New Jersey to play the Devils because the Connor McDavid show is must-see live, must-see TV, blockbuster entertainment, whatever it is. So if you're a hockey fan, wherever you're watching from, I highly advise going to see the Oilers and Connor McDavid live when they come to your city because McDavid is just a freak. This guy, absolute freak. And the Oilers found a way to win. You're not going to always win, pretty games or decisive victories. Sometimes you got to win ugly. And tonight, they got outshot 35-10, but it didn't matter. They won the game. They are going to the Cup Finals to take on the Panthers. And I'm very pumped for the finals. I really am. I hope Henrique finally gets that cup. I'd like to see McDavid win one as well. I've always been a fan of him. And they will be playing the Florida Panthers, as mentioned. And last night was one of those nights, guys. Was one of those nights that I personally will never forget. I was actually away, hanging out with some friends, and was watching the game. And I'm not going to lie, my phone hasn't blown up that much during a game or after a game in quite some time. And the Florida Panthers in Game 6, despite a last-minute scare after the Rangers scored, dispatched the Rangers in 6 games for their trip to the finals. And It's not like I'm sitting here happy that the Rangers are out. I'm fucking ecstatic that they're out. I personally cannot stand Rangers fans, Rangers players, Rangers nut-hugging media. Whatever it is, I am sorry. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I absolutely despise everything about the New York Rangers, and it was luscious to see Shesterkin crying and getting consoled by Trocheck. Absolutely beautiful. I hate their team. I hate their fans. Throughout the season, tons of their fans have come here trolling on the channel and fighting with people in the comments. Just complete imbeciles, immature, unaware, uneducated, just complete nonsense of a fan base, most of them. Listen, there's been a couple Ranger fans, I will say, knowledgeable fans that came into the channel in different comments and threads and things and had constructive conversation points and things of that nature. But they were very few and far between. The majority of them are complete trolls that are probably very young, and they relive the 94 team through the Messier clips and all the nonsense that their parents show them on VHS. Because as we all know, they haven't won a damn thing in now 30 years and counting. And God, oh man, what a sight to see. It'll never get old. Completely despise them. They haven't won a damn thing in 30 years. They're running around, oh, we won the President's Trophy, talking like that means anything. Congratulations on your regular season success, New York Rangers. While I am envious that Ranger fans had an extra month and a half or so of hockey to follow their team, the reality is their season ended the same way ours did, and that is a disappointing season where you didn't win the cup. And that's it. Yes, did they go to the conference finals? Absolutely. Would I have loved to go to the conference finals? Absolutely. But when it's all said and done, they failed to win a cup, and they will be golfing now. So you didn't win a cup. Congratulations on your President's Trophy. That's all I'm going to say about that. But their fans are just super obnoxious by and large. And I'm just so glad it's over and I don't have to watch them go into the finals because I'm just so tired of hearing about this Rangers team. And they could just continue to put the 94 Messier highlights on loop because that's all they have for now. I don't think they're going to win anything anytime soon. And the reality is the future is brighter for this Devils team. And so that's another silver lining in all this, guys. Yeah, the Rangers made it to the conference finals now. They won the President's Trophy. In the end, no cup. And I would say the 4 to 5 year, even 6 year forecast for looking at both the teams, the future is much brighter for the Devils. That is just a fact. Our young core is here. They have a lot of guys aging out, kind of fizzling out. And if it wasn't for Shesterkin, I don't think they would have gotten remotely to where they did. But they have Shesterkin, so that's a nice luxury. But, I believe the Devils will win a cup before the Rangers will, and I will stand by that. With that being said, looping back to Devils talk kind of here for a minute, we all know, we desperately need a goalie. And if you look at the final 4 teams with Dallas, Edmonton, Rangers, Panthers, 3 of the 4 goalies left in the conference finals I would consider very good to elite. So I would say maybe not the top tier of goalies, but kind of near the top tier. And 3 of the 4 were. So you have Shesterkin, who might arguably the best goalie in the league right now. You had Bobrovsky, who's a very solid goalie, and Jake Ottinger for Dallas. All 3 really good goalies that were difference makers in different points of games and series leading up to this point. And the only one who was just kind of like an goalie was Skinner for Edmonton. And the Oilers just find a way to win. It just seems like this postseason they found a way to win when it mattered, despite not having maybe the best goaltending night in and night out. But it just goes to show you that goaltending really does matter. 3 of the 4 left in the dance were of the higher level goalie, and hopefully Fitzgerald can find a way to go out and get us that guy, whether it's a guy who's already established as that at the moment. I know a lot of people want Saros or Olmark, which I think both could be possibilities depending on what it's going to take to get them here. Who knows? But I do think there's some other guys that might not have that kind of name recognition right now, but hopefully in time could kind of grow into that. It's going to be an interesting thing to see. But I do not believe that Fitzgerald lets the summer go by without getting a goalie. I just think that he was attacked for it so hard last season that the last thing he's going to do is not get a goalie and then allow people to come for him again should we fall because of shitty goaltending again. So I do think he's going to definitely get a goalie. My main concern with that is he might be so kind of obsessed with getting a goalie at this point that I fear he might overpay in a trade. That's my biggest fear at this juncture. I think I've seen a mock trade I don't know where it was, but it was like some mock trade someone threw out there the other day. I think it was the 10th overall pick and Dawson Mercer for Linus Ullmark. Like, if that happens, my man needs to exit stage left and be fired immediately. In no world am I considering a deal to send the 10th overall pick this year in the draft and Dawson Mercer for Linus Ullmark. Sorry, guys. I want a goalie bad. I don't want a goalie that bad. And so we will see how it all shakes out. I do believe firmly, and as I've mentioned in the past, I do believe the most realistic and likely option in goal for this Devils club for the 24-25 season will be Markstrom from the Flames. It just seems like the writing's on the wall. He waived his no movement clause in the middle of the season last year to come to the Devils before supposedly the Flames ownership nixed the deal and the whole thing was off the table. But in the end, I think Markstrom 100% wants out of Calgary now. That franchise is in complete disarray. And he was already kind of a Devil mentally. He accepted that he was going there and thought that he was. And so it just seems logical that now in the summer at some point Markstrom will be sent to the Devils. And hopefully it's at a much less price than what people were reporting during the season last year. There's a lot of wonky kind of mock trades around that deal as well. And I'm hoping he comes at a much cheaper price. I mean, now he has 2 years left on his deal. He's making $6 million a year, which is not crazy. Yeah, and I hope we don't have to get ripped off to get him here. My only other fear with that is I do think we are going to see a lot of other teams active in the goalie market this summer because teams are just not going to be happy with where they are in net at the moment. And I think a lot of teams are going to be looking to upgrade their goaltending. So that could possibly drive the price up on the Devils as well as for anyone else who's trying to get a goalie. Will definitely be an interesting thing to see throughout the summer, but hopefully Fitz gets his guy and it doesn't cost us a fortune in the process. But that was, one of my biggest complaints of Fitzgerald on the season, obviously, was just standing still and, as he said, hoping and wishing that the goaltending would get better. And obviously it never did. And now he claims he's going to go big game hunting. Be very interesting to see how it all plays out. But I do believe we will see a new goalie in the nets for the Devils next season because I do think a Jake Allen and whoever else combo could be catastrophic, honestly. And if that happens, I would say it's unforgivable, even heading into the season. If Jake Allen's playing the lion's share of the games, I think we're already set up for failure. It's just not something I want to see. The position needs to be addressed once and for all and handled properly. And so I think Jake Allen could be a serviceable backup, but in terms of a 1A kind of guy, I'm sorry, I'm just not buying it, and I hope that Fitzgerald doesn't try to put that out there. And as far as some of the other goalies go, it is an interesting scenario because Akira Schmid is a restricted free agent at the moment, and there hasn't been any news on that. And assuming Fitzgerald does go out in free agency and get a goalie, that would leave our new goalie and Allen as the tandem for next season. And that would, if Schmid is re-signed, that would leave Akira Schmid, Nico Dawes, and Poulter in the mix in the AHL. And that's a very crowded net. I mean, I don't think, Poulter just had a nice playoff run with the Adirondack Thunder in the ECHL, but he's clearly shown even prior to that he's definitely a legit prospect. The Devils signed him to a deal, a couple months back now. And I think Poulter's going to be the guy to watch, honestly, from the minor leagues. I think he's the real deal. I've seen him live a couple times, watched a bunch of games on TV, and he seems legit. He's very young, and I think he's going to be a stud in the future. It's just an interesting thing to keep your eye on and how all that develops. And I have to say, if we do get this goalie, whoever it is in a trade, I do think one of those three have to be included. And if I had to put my money on it, I would just, for some reason, I just get the feeling that it's going to be Akira Schmid. And obviously, you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, I love Akira Schmid. He will forever hold a special place in my heart for what he did in his heroics last year in his massive role in knocking the Rangers out, to come in and save the day after we were down 2-0, going into the Garden, balls of steel. This kid comes in, puts up a ridiculous stat line. We eventually win in Game 7. He caps it off with a shutout. Great stuff. But it just seems now, I don't know what it is with the organization. I do think Schmid was kind of mishandled throughout last year and the season before. And it just seems to me like if we are going to move a goalie, it would probably be him because of Dawes and Poulter. That would solidify the net in the AHL for Utica. So it's going to be very interesting. But if I had to pick, I just feel like Schmid might be involved in one of the deals for a goalie. We'll keep an eye on that as well. But one way or another, as far as the Utica Comets are concerned next season, there's not enough room for Nico Dawes, Isaac Poulter, and Akira Schmid. So something's got to give, and I think Schmid's going to be the guy, unfortunately. Like I said, always be a legend to me. What he did in the playoffs against the Rangers was insane. I don't think he really got the fairest of shakes in New Jersey, but it is what it is. Sports is a fickle beast, and sometimes timing is everything, and sometimes, things just don't go your way for whatever reason, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if he can string together a legitimate NHL career, and I think he can, and I was hoping it was going to be for the Devils, but there's a chance that it's not, and that would suck, but hockey is a business, and we'll see. But let me know what you guys thought about the playoffs so far. What do you think about our beloved Blue Skirts getting knocked out? Are you guys rooting for my man Adam Henrique in the Cup Finals for the Oilers? Let me know who you guys are rooting for. Anything else about the goalie, Devils, news, Sheldon Keefe, anything? And I think that's all I got for you guys. I will say in closing, as the days go on and I see more little things about Keefe, I think he's going to be a great hire for us. I really do. I have a lot of faith in Keefe. I think he's going to right the ship here. I think next season with a healthy lineup and hopefully a couple pieces added by Fitz in the summer, which should definitely be a goalie and possibly a defenseman and forward, or maybe two forwards and a defenseman, two defensemen and forward, whatever it is. If Fitz does what he has to do this summer, we come back healthy next year with Keefe behind the bench, I think we are going to be A-okay, my friends. I think we will 100% be a playoff team next year. And we're not going to be an easy out. Not a lot of people are going to want to have to face the New Jersey Devils next season. I firmly believe that. And hopefully Fitz could do us proud this summer. But so far, not too much going on. Looking forward to the Cup Finals. Throw anything out there in the comments. I will talk to you all soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.